Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. So once we're in there, what it's going to actually do is ask for your login and passcode. Your login is your email address. So it's disappearing when I do that. I had this problem the other day too.
It doesn't like to be moved around, huh?
And then the password is MLMS password. I'm going to put remember me so that I don't have to do this again. So obviously your name will show up in the corner. That's a pretty critical piece. So you know that you're actually in Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. There are a number of tools in here, but the first thing I would suggest that you do is go into your account information and fill it out. Because once it's in here, once it's all typed in, anything that you do, anything that you order, everything is already in here. So if you're going to change your email, change it in here as well. If you're going to change a phone number, change it in here as well, because then it will auto-populate to anything that you're producing. And so I have ordered cards before, so it has all of that information in here. And it has my shipping address, and I just used the office. I figured that would be the easiest way to actually get things delivered as quickly as possible. So across the top, you'll see that there's different places that you can go to actually begin using it. And one of the things I want to point out first is the free stuff. What I mean by the free stuff is it's stuff you can go in, you can download it, it's PowerPoint, it's a email template for you to put at the bottom. You've probably seen the one that comes out from Mike Shebeck. Have you seen his email signature? Has a picture and it's kind of classy looking, so I really like using that. It looks very professional when your email goes out. And so we'll go through setting that up. Your listing presentations are in here, and they're in a couple of different templates. So you can do horizontal, vertical, so depending on how you like to do a presentation. Typically, horizontal? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I typically like the horizontal because upside down I can read it. Because I've been doing it that way forever. And so that horizontal presentation is already there, and there's only 2 or 3 pages that you need to actually make changes on versus the KW template of the PowerPoint for our listing presentation, which at the bottom of each of the pages you have to edit it. I like the look and feel of the presentation from Michael Lewis. It's a little classier looking, and you've got the availability to make changes to any or all of the pictures. So just know that in that template, you can actually go in and make it yours. So if you were going to go do a listing presentation in Novi, you could make it a Novi field. If you were going to Northville, you could make it a Northville field. And that may or may not be worth your time, but if you've got an assistant, it might be something that would be worth having an assistant do. You could use it like it is. You can decide which pages you want to use. They have about 44 pages in the listing presentation. So let's see if we can go there. I think it's in my computer already, so it may load quicker. 5 minutes, really? Okay, so it's loading it new. And so I would go in, edit what you want to edit, change your picture, and then save it as your listing presentation. So then it's going to be on your computer, you can print it out, you can actually do it as a presentation from a laptop or an iPad. So you can actually use it that way, as long as you have a PowerPoint. Mine tries to switch to Keynote because I'm a Mac user, but you know, I won't ask for forgiveness. I like my Mac. But it looks a little bit different when you're all done with it, and so it kind of changes some of the pictures. And so almost there. There's also a buyer consultation. Again, you can actually set it so that it's completely done, print it, and then you can just start making copies. I actually, when I do a listing presentation, if they sign with, when they sign with me, I leave the presentation with them in a book. I use red 1-inch binders and leave it, the front of it has a picture of their house. You know, it's a very professional presentation, and it's a coffee table piece. And typically I've gone back to the house and found that it's sitting on the coffee table, and who knows what friends are going to consider putting their houses on the market. So be thinking about what that looks like from a standpoint of advertising, because it could actually be a piece that is advertising your business for you when you're not even there. The downside of that is others could pick it up and look at what your presentation is and how it looks and try to copy it. Good luck with that. It's a tough thing to copy when you're using Michael Lewis. So we'll open it up so that you can see what that looks like. And there, like I said, there are a couple of pages that, is that working? Did the internet speed up after everything happened today? There we go. No. Okay, so let's see if we can look at it in Keynote. Or maybe we won't look at it at all. We'll see if it comes up. So buyer consultation is there as well in a PowerPoint. You can certainly download it. It will download it on PowerPoint as long as you have a PowerPoint in your computer. I'm just going to try to do it. So it's not going to use.
Is that the file in the bottom?
You want to jump it around? Or this one?
Can you just
the P
Double click
next
it.
to the X, yeah, the one PowerPoint.
Vertical. Stop it. Yes.
There you go.
Okay. So, this is probably not the total one. I use some of the slides from time to time to make flyers for the office. So we'll go to what this looks like from the beginning. But you can see that that presentation is so you can actually, any of these pictures that are here, you could change it. So it looked more like our offices, our area. And I would recommend at least the first page doing that. But you can certainly, then you would put their picture in there and the address for that property. And your name could go here. So because I have this open in play, and a bio about you, or it could be on one page. I like the one that's everything's on one page, so that we're not adding to it. I don't think we need introductory pages to every section. That's what this is, marketing strategies. I don't think we need to introduce that we're having marketing strategies, but that's what made extra pages. This is my favorite slide of the whole presentation. It's the one that speaks volumes to people when you explain to them that we have well over 350 websites that it will auto-populate to immediately when you list with us. As soon as we put your property out there, it's going to auto-populate to these locations, and you can see that there are many of them that you've been to on a regular basis. And so they connect with that, and understanding that 350 is a lot of websites to have it out there too.
And we did overstock.com.
We do a ton. And you'll see that once you put a property out there in a listing, you'll get invitations from all kinds of places that say, oh, go register with us because we noticed you got a new listing and we'll make your listing look better. And so if it's free, go ahead.
Right.
If it's not free, I wouldn't spend a lot of money on having yourself registered on every one of them. Again, print media, if we do print media, or if you do print media, then that would be a slide you would use. If it's not something that you use and you just use flyers, or so they've got a number of different print media pages. If you don't do a caravan from the office, obviously don't put one on there. If you wanted to use this as a picture of flyers that you do and upload pictures of flyers that you do, you could actually change the language that's at the top of the page. You can use these as templates and change them as you want. So you can see there's photography introduction page, and then there's flyers, talks about open houses, it talks about our quick response technology, about our apps. Just listed flyers. If you do them, then obviously you might want to use that. If you don't do that, then you're going to want to make this your presentation based on the marketing that you're going to be doing and that what you're going to live up to, because you don't want to give them a whole laundry list of things you're going to do and then not do them. And so we don't need to go through the whole thing, but you can see how there are many, many, many pages. I think there's 44, last I counted, 41, and that one's a blank. So you actually have a blank at the end that you could tweak and use whatever you wanted. And each one of the areas that you click on will allow you to make changes. And it's a very simple thing to do. So in order to show you how simple that is, we're going to change that picture. And so we're going to do image. We're going to replace it. And the good news is it will pull up what you have. on my desktop, I have a picture. Not sure what picture this is, but we'll use it. And so it will actually size it and everything for you. That's huge, because obviously sizing it and setting it in there properly so that it all looks and feels good when you're all done is instrumental. A lot of the slides are identical to the slides from the Keller Williams. Was there a question? Okay. So a lot of the slides are identical to the ones, they just have a different feel for them. They're Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. If you're going to create a brand, it gives you obviously the opportunity to create the brand by using their signature, their cards, their flyers, everything will look the same. And so another area is the doing, get the right one. So the email signature template will come up and will give you an opportunity to make a change to it. Now, if you're not following this or you need more additional help, they do seminars Tuesdays and Thursdays from Michael Lewis Marketing Suite, and there is a YouTube channel for our YouTube channel for Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. So no matter what you're doing, you can actually get that from them. Why is that not downloading? There it is. Okay. Whoops. We have flip-flops. Okay, so again, you've got a template. You can go in and make changes to each area. And so you can put in the phone number that you want. Edit a copy. So it will allow me then to put in the phone number. Again, will allow you to change the picture. So if you're going to image, you're going to replace. And the picture that I have, can see how simple it is to change there. You can go into each one of the sections, make changes, change your name. There is the possibility of changing fonts. There's a font download that you'll want to do when you're using Michael Lewis Marketing Suite, so that you'll have all the fonts available. And so that's another area for you to be able to do that.
How do you download that? Where do you go to get it? Is it on the website?
It's in the free stuff. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Copy. I'm sure I have it in here somewhere, but it's under the free stuff, I believe.
Okay.
There's a customer service number down at the bottom. They're wonderful. You can talk to anyone there, and they are on top of it. And so we're going to go back to so the business cards. Let's see if I can get that bigger. So if we go into the business cards, you can see that what it'll do is it'll pull up the types that they have, the colors that they have. They have a number of different stylings. And so if you like the gray style and you want to be consistent with the gray style, building your brand, you might want to consider that. That's what I'm going towards, is doing everything with Michael Lewis in the gray style, the slate. I think it's classy looking. So you can choose whether you do one-sided, two-sided. You can build them and order them right online. I think it cost me $70, and I got 2,000 and had them fast ship them because we were getting ready to go to Mega Camp. And so at this point, if I want to order new cards, all I would do is go in, change the picture, and I can order them all over again because all the information is there. Because I can go into the orders that are there already, and if I want to make a change to them, I can. View the order, very simple, 63. And there was extra fee for getting 1,000, getting them here fast.
We can upload any image of ourselves?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know we need to use their photographer or, okay.
So on your business cards, as you're working on those, you can choose which one you want. So if I'm choosing that one, for instance, it would allow me to build it right now. It will auto-populate the information that's there. Click to collect, or to do a backside. So on the back, I actually put the information to download my app and my app code. So in your back office, when you're in my KW, there's a tagline that is a URL. You copy and paste that or type that in and then put in your code. Then they have everything that they need from you when you sit down with them. I usually, if I'm giving someone a card, I'm not letting them know it's on the back because I'm confirming that I have their email address and I'm sending them the information. But it is another way to actually just give it to someone you already have as a client and say, by all means, download the Keller Williams Realty app and put in my code. You'll love searching. When I was in Grand Canyon and Sedona and Scottsdale, I looked up lots and lots of houses. So it's drawing from the multiple listing service that is active in the area.
Right.
So you're only seeing the stuff that's on the market, which is so much more valuable because so many times what clients are doing is they're driving around a neighborhood and they're writing down addresses or phone numbers or addresses, the properties that they think are on the market because there's a sign, and you are spending half of your life looking at properties that are already pending. I tell them, please don't do that. And they don't listen. So I'm going to give them a tool so that they're not looking on Zillow, they're not looking on Trulia, they're looking on my app because it's the most accurate. It's going to save them time and you aggravation. And so they're actually knowing what it's on the market for. They can look at pictures. They can then call you right from the property and say, I love this property, I've seen it, which is a great thing because now they've driven by it. They know they like the neighborhood, so they've eliminated that possibility. 'Cause how many times have you gotten in a car, gone and showed a property, and they said, oh, we don't even want to go in? We're going to eliminate that as well. So as they're driving around, that will help. So we just have that opportunity to go in and create that template, put whatever you want on there, make the changes, and then save it and go ahead and order it. You can see they have, so one of the cool things I thought that they started doing is you could actually, as a gift to your client when you close, you could have a card for them with their new address, their phone number, their information, so they can pass it out to their friends. I thought that was a nice closing gift. Again, when it's branded like that, and your name would be on the back of it with your phone number, referrals are the best compliment, so that's a great way to actually continue to advertise. And that would be a piece of advertisement that you could actually deduct. Because a closing gift can be no more than $25 unless it's some kind of branding. So $25 is deductible, I should say. You could spend whatever you want, but $25 is deductible unless it's a branding piece. So this could be a branding piece. You could also produce one when you're listing a property for people to actually have a URL for the address to send them straight to, so your clients could be passing them out to their friends and family. Oh, here's a copy of my list. Here's my listing. Look it up. See what you think. You know, do you know anyone that might want to live here? It's a great way for them to actually begin to advertise with you during that process. So it could have a picture of their house on it and their address and the URL or the MLS number for them to be able to look it up. So be thinking about those business cards in a different sense, not just your card. Door hangers can be produced here as well. They will produce them just listed, just sold, whichever type you're looking for. Flyers, you can produce flyers here as well. And so for you to actually pull one up and then create it as an email blast, you can do that, and that's free. If you want them to print them, or you want them, or if you want that address sent to, or that JPEG sent to the printer, you can do that. But they will print them, send them to you for delivery or however you want. So the pricing is on the website. And again, if you have any questions, you certainly can give them a call. They have property brochures, which are very impressive. If you see them in black and white, this is a fold-over. They have a number of different kinds of design. You can design your own. You could have a fold-over brochure that's an 8.5 by 11. So you've got 4 sides. Their printed material is just phenomenal. But again, very simple to use, going in and building what you want. They also have the availability of you using them as a concierge. And as you see, we have in-house concierges that are being trained as we speak, who are going to be able to help you going forward with Michael Lewis Marketing Suite, with your .loop. We're going to begin next Wednesday with trainings that are actually going to show you all the pieces to the puzzle and who you go to for all those answers. We'll continue to do these trainings until everybody's up and running, but we are looking to have agent services in-house so that if you want them to help you with a listing, if you want them to help you with a .loop situation, if you want them to help you with Michael Lewis, if you want them to make flyers, they're going to be able to do some of those things more and more. So keep that in the back of your mind. A lot of times, the best use of our time is to be out there showing and listing houses. Not learning technology, not doing technology, not doing some of these things. I'm sure it's going to be a very affordable choice. Instead of hiring a personal assistant 24/7, that can get very expensive. And so all of those pieces are going to be available to you when we are in the process of making that happen.
Hey Deb, can you
Yes.
print those flyers and then put labels on yourself and stamps, or like the just listed flyers? You know, you said they'd print them and send them to you.
I'm pretty sure you can save it because it's a product that you can actually, so let me see, if I go to,
I think you can, I did a tutorial. I think all of this stuff you can save as a PDF and then change it over to a JPEG and then take it to Staples.
yeah. That's my thought as well.
Okay.
Because they're templates. And they know that not everybody's gonna do that, but, a lot of times you're gonna wanna be hands-off. And so you produce it, send it, and they'll mail it, they'll stamp it, they'll do everything. Or you do it in-house and you save money. Sometimes you won't save money. And what I have found is that just listed, if you give them the address, they can find the addresses around it and take care of that piece too. So, time savers. I'm always looking for time savers. I have very limited amount of time that I can spend in my business, so I'm always looking for ways to make it as quick and easy as possible. And so they have tutorials for every single one of the flyers. And they're coming up with more and more on a regular basis. And I noticed that not only are they coming up with more and more on a regular basis, so is your KW. There's birthday cards in there, there's anniversary cards in there, there's different things for you to be able to pull from. So this isn't your only source, but it is an additional source. So, questions? I don't think I need to go through, you can see how simple it is to change a flyer. So if I picked one of those, we click for the template. See, handout or mail out.
See that when you click the mail out, what was, how would it look? Show the front or
Well,
front
it
and
is-
back?
What?
Will it show the front and back?
Edit template. So select here if you have a back template. So it's going to open the back side. So see, the back side is actually all set up with a mailing spot.
Yeah, that's what she was asking. So.
See this one?
Yeah.
But if you do a handout instead, okay, so that's what it's going to look like. And if it's a handout, none of this would be in there. If that's how you save it. So if you're going to actually work on that, edit selected template. So it's going to pull that information already because that's what's in there. And then it will let you continue. There's a tutorial right on there so that you could actually watch the tutorial and stop it and start it over. And you can see that there's two sets of lines. The inside set of lines, that red line is the printing line. So obviously you want to make sure it's going past that, but you want to make sure your KW is inside that box. So if we're going to change that, same way as before, pretty simple to just change it. What?
I love the house.
I know.
You.
Wouldn't that be a nice place? Somebody asked me the other day, when you're doing flyers, do you put your license number on it? I don't. I don't want my
That's a
license number
California
out
thing.
there. It is a California
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So it's on here, which is why the question came up. I don't put my license number on anything
No.
because that gives somebody the availability. If they know the process, the
Right.
process is my name, my phone number, where I work, which is all on the flyer, and my license number to schedule an appointment. I know we do a lot of it through Showtime now, which is why we do it through Showtime now. But it does lend the possibility for others who aren't planning on being legit to look at properties without you. Not good, not a good plan. So I don't advertise my license number anywhere.
My license number is completely different from my real comp ID number.
So's mine.
So how would somebody be able to call showing time? They would ask.
Well, they probably couldn't with yours, but that's not the norm. Mine
Yeah,
has
it
been
is.
that for 30 years, so.
I think so, because real comp has a 6-digit code.
Yeah.
And that
But
code
the
is much
license,
longer.
okay, but the license number that anybody uses, we wouldn't put that whole license number, the 6501 or 6502, 6505. Those aren't numbers that we use anyway. So if you put a 6501 and your license number, that would confuse somebody, they wouldn't know which numbers to use. So that would probably help, not hinder.
Right.
But I don't put my license number on anything. Except listings. So if somebody looked at it, they'd see it. But that's not even the number that I use when I set appointments.
So it's actually just a block where there's something else in there.
Right. And so you could just eliminate that completely. You don't have to have that box. You just eliminate it. Commit changes. So it's going to remove it. It's supposed to remove it. We'll just get rid of it. It definitely removed it. So we're not committing to any changes here. So questions about how to get in here, how to set up your information, how to make some changes. I think what I would do first is I would get cards through here. It's one of the easiest ones to use, and it's in-house. If you've got a question, you can go through that whole process. So if you've got questions, they'll be able to help you. Customer care's right here. But you can see they're very transparent with their pricing. So they want you to know what it's going to cost for different things. Very easy to price it and find out what's that look like, what's the timeline.
Can you do every door direct through Michael Lewis?
I believe you
Instead
can.
of the carrier routes?
And it's fairly inexpensive. And they use a much heavier caliber of materials. So here's your pricing for and timelines for different things.
Here's one here then.
Yes, exactly.
I'm a mailman, I deliver
He's a
these.
mailman, he delivers them. Could you do me a favor and keep those in your packet? Knock it off, would you? Stop delivering those things. Give us all a chance.
Right.
So you find a neighborhood that you want to be farming, you
Oh,
know,
yes,
we're not going to
definitely.
deliver them there.
No,
right?
I got you. Depends, if my shoulder hurts or not.
To drop these off for you.
Right.
You didn't need for them to be delivered,
Yeah,
right?
right. I should've got the thinner coat.
Yeah, he'd be real happy about that.
So is that Michael Lewis, is that something else?
I'm not sure. I never asked him if that's, it looks kind of Michael Lewis. But that is the caliber of materials that they use, which I think is impressive, especially for the kind of pricing. But he may still spend a little bit less. Do you know if Mike Perna uses Michael Lewis Marketing Suite for his materials?
I don't know.
Because we have a copy of that flyer. The mailman brought his stack in to have him deliver his own.
Run back to Mike.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Free of charge.
No, Larry'd probably have to leave his job early if he did that. But we were trying to bribe him. So you can see the information is all here. He's readily available. So, 3 business days. Door hangers, 100 card cover, one-sided, 100 of them are 17 cents a piece.
4 days outside of.
That's,
They make it
yeah.
worth it, yeah.
I cannot believe business cards, 5 cents a piece. That is
Yeah.
just
Love it.
freaky to me. I can't believe it. I've
Competition is fierce.
spent 4 times that.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Well, and they have everything that you need on your card, so you don't have to be worried about it. They're gonna do what's right, put what you want on there, and so, any other questions?
Love it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty simple to use. I've been using them now. In order for you to use one of the flyers so that it will go out in an email program, you have to convert it from, so if I make a flyer in here, let me see if I can show you. I'm gonna get out of this because I have stuff in my, okay, Michael Lewis Marketing Suite flyers. So, for instance, this, you can see over here on the right-hand side, it's a PNG image. In order for me to send this out as a PNG, that was the Ignite Business flyer, and it went out in our KW email program, our e-edge program. In order for me to get this document to open in our email program, which it will only go out in e-edge, it won't go out in our back office, because our back office is not a full-fledged email program. So the only thing that you can put out there is what you type in. It won't let you upload images, it won't let you put a flyer in there. And so in order to use some of these in an email program, it has to go out through e-edge. And so in order for us to do that, we need to go to tinypix.com. And this is a hosting company. And so I have 28 things in here that's my stuff. So you can see what's in there and the types of things that have come through the program. So if I go in and I produce a flyer, save it as a
Email?
PDF. Then I have to convert it from a PDF to a PNG. So that's inside your programming. When you're saving it as, you save it as a PDF, and then once it's a PDF, you can open it in preview and change it to a PNG file. Then the PNG file gets uploaded to here. So, perfect example, when I was uploading the calendar, this is a PNG file. It then produces a direct link down here at the bottom, see over here on the right? And you copy and paste that to doing is going into the MyKW, going into your email program. We're going to go to email and compose an email. And this little button over here that says insert edit image, if you click on that, it will then pull up the source, which is that link that we just copied. So paste, okay, and that flyer will open up inside here. And then it will go out and everyone will be able to see it, open it, it will come open.
Debbie, there's not a way just to paste in the image?
No, because if you paste in the image, it won't open.
Okay.
It'll show up as that direct link and it won't open at all. It has to be a PNG, has to be hosted through TinyPix, and you have to copy that direct link and paste it in that spot in the program. Not all email programs are considered the same, so that's why I'm saying our back office is not a robust program. So I can't put calendars in the back office once I make them. They have to be put in through TinyPix, uploaded into our MyKW full-fledged program, which is our e-edge product. Yes.
I read YouTube has a tutorial on Gmail, and you can copy and paste into Gmail. The Michael Smith.
The Michael Lewis marketing
I'm sorry.
suite.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But it has to be a PNG. Can't be a PDF.
After you create your flyer, you download, and you put the address in the line, you add the recipients. This does not say. This does not say. It says click and drag and drop the flyer into the email.
Good luck with that.
Well, they showed it.
Did you do it?
Did you do
it after?
I did not.
Because there could be a missing piece. That's the only thing I'm saying. So
Right.
I haven't found to be very successful except through this program.
Yeah, whoever this person was that was teaching the class, they went through the website and everything, and they did everything step by step.
Were they using a Mac? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Could be.
You can't tell.
Could be me. Who knows?
Yeah.
But this does work. The only thing is all of the emails that it's going to go out to, you're going to then choose who it's going out to. Whoever is in your database, you can then choose from. So if I wanted to have everyone, I could click all. Or I could pick a certain group that I wanted it to go out to. So if you have a database of people who are looking, for instance, in the Detroit metropolitan area for a house, if you list a property and you save that listing, that could go out through your e-edge. E-edge is a robust enough program to use it that way. Gmail maybe, as long as you don't try to send it to too many people at once, because it does. Thank you for the heads up. Turn my phone off. Sometimes it won't let you send it out to too many people. I know the front desk has difficulty sending out the flyer through Gmail to everyone at once. We used to have to do it in pieces.
They have
About
100
years ago.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
No, probably a year ago.
They have
when
a
they were
new
sending
thing
them.
now that comes up if you're trying to send too much information.
Oh, yeah, because
They have a
they're
new way
forcing
to
you
do
to
it.
use Google Drive.
Right.
Okay.
If you,
And see, if
it's too
you don't
large.
use Google Drive on your end, it's a little bit difficult to open it. So we're trying to get past all of the obstacles. This would get us past the obstacles, as long as you're going into E-Edge and everybody in the office is in E-Edge and everybody is agreeable not to block you from E-Edge, they'll then all get the calendar. So lots of ifs, yes.
I got one more question. That, you know that top producer?
Mhm.
If your database is in top producer, can you pull from there to do these?
As a,
To send a flyer?
to
send-
put it into E-Edge.
Yes. If that's where your database is located, can
If you're-
you?
I don't know if Top Producer is a email program.
Okay.
I've never used Top Producer.
It has to be local.
And this isn't a Top Producer class, what?
No, but for the
I have no idea.
database, I'm wondering,
Yeah,
if-
the
can I?
database, you can actually export the database from Top Producer into E-Edge through a CSV file.
Thank you.
The pieces in between, don't
That's-
ask me.
That's okay. I just wanted to know if we could,
You can definitely do that.
thank you.
To put everybody that's in Top Producer into there through a CSV file process.
Awesome.
I did that,
It
but
has to
I
match.
ended up calling the customer support, Trevor Williams, so they kind of walked.
Right.
Okay, awesome.
So there may be some steps.
Maybe Michael Lewis could too, that customer service.
Michael Lewis doesn't do databases.
I'm not sure.
You're talking about database management.
Well, no, to email, because they teach you how to send the email. So
Yeah, but.
they're not database, I know they're not database management.
Right, that's typically what you're talking about is database management. So if you're in here, the helpline here is where you're gonna go for KW support.
Thank you.
And this is in your E-Edge dashboard. See where it says dashboard over here on the left? And so that's actually where you're going to be able to upload. So that's why it's imperative for you to have everybody that you want to communicate consistently, because this could be another touch. You say, oh, we've got this new listing in the office and I know it kind of fit yours. You could take one of those listings and create a flyer of your own and get that information to your people as quickly as possible. You know, maybe even when the email goes out to the office, that you can send when you list a new property. You know, you can go into showing time and you can send it to everybody in the office. You could copy that and send it through E-Edge. And if you have difficulty with that flyer, you could send it through the process, turn it into a PNG, post it, and then have it open that way. So I have found that's one of the pieces that have been very helpful for me, because even though I teach technology all the time, I am not 100% technology. So I don't think I'm alone. So I'm okay saying that.
Definitely not alone. That's right.
Okay, so I'm gonna delete that because I don't want it to go out to anybody. So I think that's a wrap, but tinypics.com is where you're gonna host any of those any of those tools. So as you see, if I switch it to a different one, it gets me a new address down here for the direct link. Just copy it. Got lots of advertisements. It's kind of a pain in the neck.
That's why it's free.
That's why it's free. There is another one that they use, and I forgot what it was, but in their trainings, they mention it. I meant to bring it down with me this morning, but as soon as you use it, it's over, because if there's a date on it, you have to redo, you have to go through the whole process again. So I usually save them in my file before I change it to a PDF, before I change it to a PNG. Otherwise, I've got three different of the same flyer. So once I change it into a PNG, I remove everything off my desktop because that's where I usually save it. It's easier than to upload it. Because you just go through and upload here, upload an image to add one. Here it is. So I'm looking for upload now, so I'm choosing a file. And it will let me go to my desktop then and find that flyer and upload it. Questions? So Michael Lewis Marketing Suite has their own YouTube, like I said. There's lots and lots of videos to help you with anything you get a problem with, or you can call their direct line.
Dad, what's the link for the YouTube videos that we're recording now?
Good question. You'll have to ask Whitney, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not part of that, and I'm not going to learn. I'm trying to back out of some of these. So, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Saved in there right now.